Hi guys, and welcome to the Xdroner channel. Today I will start building this project, and first I start to study the schematic provided, which it's very good and very detailed. And as you can see, it's a very simple build. We have below the arms, the bottom plate, and this piece, the standoffs, the top plate, the camera plate, the LEDs. So it's very simple, nothing complicated. It's a lot of screws on the bottom, but it's very clear labeled: M3 10, M3 16. I believe is those who are screwed in the this metal piece. About the frame, I can say looks very well done, made. Very good carbon, and as you know, GEPRC have good stuff generally. Let's start. Too much talks. It's not very good. I will not use the PDB. These are camera plates. Later. The arms. 6-inch arms, 4 millimeters. And the plates. Okay. I hope will be a very quick build. Let's see. Not very smooth. 4 millimeters. Not bad. Very tough bed. This is the bottom plate, and this is the top. Will be a long video because I'm lazy. I'm not too fast. It's Saturday night. Wow. Very good quality. I like it till now. Standoffs. Oh, rubber grommet. I believe it's for that hole in the top plate. So, wow, I have a scratch here. Okay, on the back, so it's no problem. This should be the back. So I see some long screws. These are, if there are 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Oops. Shit happened every day. Let's see now. Okay. This is 2mm hex. Okay, as I say, I will not be very fast. Because there's no hurry. Okay. As you see, these are different. So should be something like this. No. I think that's it. Something like this. That's it. Later I will use some thread lock. Looks too long. Nope. That's not it. This looks too long. Let's try another one. Now it looks okay to me. Okay. Nope, that's not it. That's not the right screw. Okay, the longer part is here, and the shorter one is here. Okay. So the next one will be with shorter part here and longer part here. So now it's easy. It's very easy. Yeah, now it's perfect. So we have medium screws, and these are for the arms. Here we have the longer screws, and if you see, here are for standoffs, for flight controller mounts. So I will screw them temporarily. For planning the ordering stack. I believe will be flight controller, that Runcam, and the last one will be that plates which come with Matek for the Baro and receiver. As you know, Matek F405 doesn't have internal Baro. Okay. Very nice. It fits perfect. Huh. Incredible. Very stiff arms. Very stiff. Oh my god. Cool. Okay. Very nice. Very complete kit. Have everything. And these small screws are for the standoffs. Let's put it to see how it looks. So pinky. Okay. And the battery straps are green. Very cool. Nice quality aluminum. It's a small quad. Doesn't look very big. With a GPS will look like a monster, I believe. A cool little monster. Nice. Sorry for the light. Nice rubber piece. Okay. I believe we'll need some filing. But as you see, I don't have much carbon on my hand, so this is a good sign. It's a sign of quality. So that's it. My camera is exactly in the light. I will try to make it better. Okay. Nice. Stiff. And quality. Wow. Look at this detail here. Very cool. No. It's in the other way? No. This should be in the back. Come on. Yeah. Because here this hole is for angle of the camera and should be in the back. Same. And finally the top plate. Let's put only 2 screws. This light is killing me. Whoops. Okay, my friend. Perfect. That's it. Look the size. I don't have a big hand, and look. Okay. Very satisfying. For sure, with a lot of screws in the bottom, I will need thread lock because will be some vibration with 6-inch props. Okay. Let's put the boards to see the stack. Okay, so I don't need you. Ooh, yo Twitch. Nice piece. I think it's not conductive. Come on, my friend. Get into the light. Oops. Oopsie, oopsie. The screws are too big for these tiny things. So if you are using these dampeners, you will need some shorter screws, because let's see the arrow. This is the back, bang, too much space. Oh yeah, too much. But let's see. Looks okay. 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 See it for the first time now. Looks nice. Okay. USB only supports 5 volts. Of course, it's USB. And this is Wi-Fi module. And here, ground, RX TX. Okay, for camera control. It's a tiny microphone. I will cover with some foam because I think it's too noisy. No, I think I am sure. And I like good quality audio. Should be like this. Okay, let's mount another 5. And so really I will need a better, shorter screws for sure, because it's on the limit. but not necessarily. Let's see. These are tiny. Yeah. Can use this. These are tiny than mine. Nope. Nope. XT60. I will put some wires here, not directly on the board, and it's okay. It's enough space. I have enough space for the board and for the top plate. Even in this situation. Come on. Oh, that's perfect. Oopsie. Hey, stay here. Look here. Remain 1 millimeter, even in this situation. But I don't have plenty space here because I don't want I believe I will put the Runcam in the middle, and I will let more space here, because let's see the card slot. It's very accessible, and here we'll have that metal plate to keep the SD card in the place. Nice. Anyway, I will put the shorter screws here because I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And it's moving. The cam. Oh, I think the cam will need some other mount. because it's tiny, very tiny. Yeah. Now we have plenty of light, and let's see closely. This will be the order of the plates. First flight controller, the second will be Runcam, and the third that plate for the Baro. I will put some shorter screws on the bottom of the flight controller. Camera, as you see, it's very well protected. Very well. And very stable. As I said before, the quality of the carbon and the cuts are very good. We have some sharp edges on the arms, but I think I will use some file. Very nice. So what to say, I'm happy till now. I like the space, the quality of this build. Because I choose for Runcam, top plate will be free almost 100% except the GPS. I'm not decided yet where to put it. Maybe will be here in the front at some distance, because don't have power rails, only the camera. I can mount the Baro at the bottom of the camera here, but I will see, and I will put the receiver on top of this plate. I will put the video transmitter here with the pigtail, because I don't like antenna here. I want it here. And the receiver antenna will be here or here in 90 degrees. Let's see the bottom. A lot of screws. I hope now everything is clear. everything fits perfectly. So okay. I replace the screws, and the new ones are M3 12 millimeters, and as you see, I don't find a black one to replace. It's stainless steel. My camera won't focus very well. Okay, let's proceed with the soldering part. Baro was soldered. I use VCC from here, ground near. If you observe, the labels are on two rows. First row is this with ground RX5 takes 4 RX4 5 volts buzzer minus, and the second one it's ground 3 volts 3.3 volts actually. RX2 is as bus 4.5 volts and ground. Okay, so if you look here, we have first two VCC, which is 3.3 volts. Next, it's ground, is here, near, and on the other side of the board, we have SDA, which is this black wire, and SCL is here. Okay, on the same pads we will solder the compass, the magnetometer of the GPS. Okay, and now let's see if it's working now. Let's plug the board. Okay. First step, configuration, and we choose here BMP 280 for the barometer. Save and reboot. Then you will observe here Baro with blue icon, which means it's active. Okay, next step is to check if GPS is working and to connect it. I use an U-Blox GPS M8N, and let's see the wiring. Here, if you observe, I use 4.5 volts and ground. Why? Because I cannot use it with the receiver. 5 volts is more good for the receiver, and the GPS can use between 3 volts and 5 volts because have an internal regulator for 5 volts. Okay, so this is the plus, this is the minus. Next, on the other side of the board, I use UART1 and I connect the TX of the GPS, which is blue wire, to RX of the flight controller, and the RX of the GPS into the TX1 of the flight controller. Okay, and remain 2 wires, one green, which is this SCL, and oh yeah, not again, and this blue wire, which is SDA. As you can see, these are the SDA and the SCL of the barometer too. Okay, so these are the 6 connections from the GPS to flight controller, and let's check if it's working or not, because it is possible to exist a conflict with the Baro if they are using same ID, but it's a little bit complicated to explain, but let's see if in this configuration it works or not. Let's plug the board. And let's put it away. Okay. Now we have to make 2 steps. First, in ports, I close the MCP connection, the slider, and on sensor I select GPS. Okay, I believe this is automatic, but I left it default. Save and reboot. Next, at configuration, here I put on auto first, then my computer select this barometer. Is a barometer inside the GPS. Save and reboot. Next, you must enable the GPS. If you connect after those 2 steps, except GPS, you will see blue, the magnetometer here. When you enable this and save and reboot, it will appear GPS. So, as you can see, here all sensors are active and is working okay. Okay, good. Here I'm inside and you will see nothing at this moment, but for this step it's enough. All sensors are working. And we can move forward. Let's see. Barometer have data. As you see here, I'm moving now. So everything's okay. Let's see here how I plan to use available UARTs. On the bottom side, we have those two pins, two pads, SCL and SDA for the Baro and the compass. And as you already see, I use UART 1 for GPS. The remain UART 3 I plan to use for Runcam Split 2 as camera control. And the upper side of the flight controller have UARTs 2, 4 and 5. UARTs 2 I will use for the receiver, and you will see a smart port hack, because it's a FlySky receiver, and as you know, these UARTs for the F4 processors doesn't have inverted on all UARTs. Have only for S-Bus. So for S-Bus I don't need any inversion. UART 4, I will use it for a smart port, and UART 5, I will use it for a Bluetooth module, because it's more easy to upload the missions from my tablet, and I'm very curious to see how it works, or if it works. I will use a Bluetooth purchase for a local supplier. It's HC05, his code, and I'm very curious how will work, because in the past I have unpleasant surprises with mini USB port, which is very easy to broke, and basically, if you don't have already set a Bluetooth connection or other connection, it will be very hard to solder the mini USB back to the board. So let's go further. Okay, for smart port inversion hack, I solder this wire here. I believe this is a transistor, and now we have, and we'll use from this connector S-Bus, 5 volts and ground, and this new S-port wire I will solder in any free TX UART of the flight controller. So it's not very hard. You must to clean very well the tip to use a good temperature, and the move must be very quick. Basically, you thin the wire, then you apply heat very quick. So that's it. I just discovered that my receiver have wrong color code. And as you see on Frysky website, if we place in this position the receiver, the wires are color of wires are completely different, but I rearrange them, and now I have for the ground the upper wire, I put the black wire. The next is 5 volts. I put the red wire. Next is S port. I leave it that yellow, but I will use this inverted one. Okay, this black. Next, CPPM I will not use, and S bus have white color. Not come on, focus. My camera won't focus, but the last wire here, it's white. Connection for camera and VTX. We have red wire, it's VCC, ground the next one, and the signal, it's a white wire. From the VTX, I use only one yellow wire, which means video in, from the middle of this right connector, and the other one with ground and battery, it's plus and minus. I'm almost near the final stage. Basically was mounted everything, the camera, the flight controller, the camera controller, and here on the last plate the receiver, and on to the other side we have the barometer covered with foam, and it's right near top plate. I have some doubts where to mount the GPS and what kind of mount to use, but I'll figure out. I'm not very happy with the video transmitter here because it's very exposed, but as you can see is not much space here, so that's why I mounted here. I left here some empty space. On the back we have the LEDs, and here on the bottom the buzzer. Receivers antenna, I put them in these tubes. Basically I have an antenna receiver mount. I will use it, and I cut them here, and I'm inserting the antennas, and I will use some heat shrink to put near and to give 90 degrees angle. Okay, also I will mount this capacitor. Let me see. As you see, 450 low ESR, 25 volts. I think it's enough because already checked the image from the camera and it's almost good. I don't see any problems here. Maybe when I start up the motors, because they have very powerful magnets. And yeah, everything is working okay. I'm very satisfied with the Runcam Split 2 image. In the next part you will see the settings from my computer for the flight controller. The feedback have about the flight controller have very closed paths and small, so I do not recommend this setup for totally beginners. You have to have at least one build made. I don't put yet all the screws, but looks okay to me. As I can use for upload the missions a Bluetooth, and I have this. It's AC05. I will try to find the connector, and maybe I will mount the connector inside the quad, and because it's not too heavy, but I prefer to insert him when only I needed. It's a good measure if your USB connector will broke, and I don't know. I don't have experience with this kind of Bluetooth, but it's not very hard to set up. Have 4 pins, VCC ground, RX and TX. That's all, 4. Unfortunately, I don't have a connector with of this kind, and maybe I will desolder this and I use only wires, but I don't know. We shall see. Okay. As something about this VTX, it's crazy good. It's crazy good for me have a good range, as I see on internet, about 1.7 kilometers. Have microphone, have power on off. Basically it's something like pit stop, and on off for a microphone, selectable power from 25 to 600 milliwatts. But in reality, if I have a decent temperature, I think 900 milliwatts will be easy task for him. As you see, as antenna, I use a trusty Aomway, the same brand with video transmitter, and I didn't have any problem with this setup. It's worked very well. The image is very good, even behind trees, and yeah, ESCs are working. Not problem till now. I will test it better on maiden flight, will be soon. So stay tuned for the next part with the setup for the flight controller, and as a prop, I will use some avan, Emax avan props. They say they are long range props, which means I believe it will be less on amps, but we'll see. Looks very cool. Looks like those big up 10-inch propellers, something like T propellers, if you know what I'm talking about. And that's all for now.